And now we are going to do a scene from Over Dinner, and I'm going to ask the writer and director to come up here and set the scene. At the same time, with the actors, please come up, bring your chair with you, and set them up as you want them for the scene. So, Madison Novitsky.
Okay, I'm busting in. Hi, I'm Wally. I'm Elaine I'm the drama teacher at Lincoln. I've been the drama teacher for 20 years. As long as Phil Freakmill right over there. Yeah. And I just want to talk about Maddie and how amazing she is because I can. Because David did not stop me, and he let me run up here, so here I go. So Maddie has been doing technical theater for 4 years, and she's been doing lights and backstage work, stage manager extraordinaire, and this year she has written her own play and directed her own play. And she's going to UC Santa Cruz. And I want to thank the alumni and the Whiteheads for giving her this scholarship because I really think she's going to do it. And so thank you very much. And you're going to see, if you'd like to come to see her show, hey, come to see her show. It is happening on Thursday and Friday of this week. Thursday, May 5th, it's at 3:30, a matinee at Abraham Lincoln High School, yeah! And Friday, it's happening at 7 o'clock, so tickets are still available. You can buy them online. If you go to Eventbrite and just look up, it's called A Seat at the Table, because there's another one-act that's also happening as well. And are we ready to go? Yes, okay. So, we are about to perform a scene for Maddie's play. And if you see me up here, it's only because I'm taking the place of an actor. Here we go. Do you want to say anything, Maddie? Do you want to come up and say? Yeah, here we go.
Thank you all for coming and going to watch this scene. This means a lot to me, and thank you all for being here.
Hey, Jim Jam.
Thank you so much, dear.
Oh, it's no problem, honey. But you didn't text me that they were here already.
I'm sorry, Norm. They showed up way too early. Had to keep prepping.
It's all right. Just start cooking and I'll entertain our guests.
Come on, Dad. Let's go to the kitchen. Oh, let me come too.
So, how are you doing, Jim Jam?
Huh?
I was just asking how you're doing.
Good.
That's good. How's college?
Yeah, it's fun.
That's good. I remember college. Oh, those were the good old days. You could do practically whatever you wanted. Just make good choices.
like to think that I make good choices.
Is he really doing all right?
Not really. He's been having some issues.
Is it about Anne?
What about Anne?
It's all right. Tell your Uncle Norm what's going on. I know that Anne's her girlfriend from what you text me. So what's up?
Well, it's, she says she wants space, but I just can't. I know it's bad, but I can't live without her.
Would you stick up, Uncle Richards?
Hey, come on. Mom said the moms are almost ready.
Okay, you guys go help bring up.
Richard, please out of the kitchen. I need you two to watch the food. Oh no, it's burning. Someone get the fire extinguisher.
I guess that means dinner isn't going to be ready, at least anytime soon.
Hey Norm, can you order takeout, please?
I'm on it, honey. Okay. What do you kids want for dinner?
Hamburger Italian.
How about just one?
I guess I'm the odd man out.
Okay, so it's either hamburgers or Chinese.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I'll call it on shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Haha, I win.
Chinese food, I guess.
Okay. I'll order the usual.
Oh, you kids all agreed on something to eat? That's great. I think they can deal with these types of things, Edith. Yes, well, it's good that it seems like they're bonding.
I ordered the takeout. Should be here in a few minutes.
So, yeah, but all of you here today because we noticed how distant our family is currently. Now, I know it's a little bit late for all of you to become besties, but it's always better late than never.
That's pretty cheesy, even for you, Mom.
We hope that you can all see past your differences and become amazing friends and even better cousins.
So, what now? You brought us all here to eat. If we're eating, then what conversations would we even have?
Bonding is always good over dinner. We want you all to be closer.
So you mean you're forcing me to hang out with these two pipsqueak cousins?
Pipsqueak, you stupid jackass.
I don't hang out with whatever that is. No fighting, both of you. This is supposed to be a civil dinner. There'll be no fighting in this house.
Sybil was thrown out the window when Dad and Uncle Norm were fighting.
You both, even the kids too.
I'm sorry, Edna. I just can't deal with Dick. He's just so insufferable.
I get what you're saying, Norm. You can just yell at him in front of his own kids.
What's terrible, Edna? He doesn't even know Jim Jam. But I know I can't swoop in, because he's his kid.
Just go through. We can get through this.
Scene, all right. Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, so let me introduce these amazing actors, and I'm so proud of Maddie and the team she has formed over dinner, and I hope that's the name of the play, Over Dinner, and I hope you guys, it seemed like some of you kind of related to some of the conversations that were happening. So, okay, you know what, I'm gonna let you introduce her. I'm gonna let Maddie introduce everyone. Yes!
over dinner. And so first off, we have Saxton Tobin Jones as Norman. We have Sylvia Lamb as Edna. We have me playing Elizabeth. Miss Valenta as Octavia. Dayanara Ortiz as Edith. Lindy Liu as Jimmy James. And finally, Micah Zhang as Richie.
So again, come and see the show. Thursday, this coming Thursday at 3:30 and Friday at 7 o'clock over dinner. The 2 1-acts, there's another 1-act that's going to be happening called The Melody of Empty Space. And together they make up the seat at the table is what we're calling the 2 1-acts together. So thank you so much and give it up for our wonderful...
Let's hear it again for them. They were great. Now, there is something better than what we just saw. No, because I'm going to give out money. I am going to ask the scholarship winners to come up here. I'm going to call you in groups. So group 1, Sunny Lee, Amanda Tan. Okay, as I call them up, I'm going to hand them the envelope that has the money. And I'm going to ask them, like Sunny Lee, Sunny, where are you going to go to school?
I'm going to Johns Hopkins University.
This is the Lincoln Alumni Scholarship for Academic Achievement. You can get Johns Hopkins. She plans to study biology. Okay, where's Amanda? Okay, Amanda Tam, this is the scholarship for special achievement in memory of Peter Yan. And where's Gwen? Peter Yan was maybe her closest friend. He was a vice principal. He was a great guy. Anyway, Amanda, do you know where you're going to go to school?
I will be going to UCLA for business economics.
For this one, I probably missed Wing Hei Choi. Was I close? Oh, that's good. This is the Carl Shores Scholarship. And where are you going to school?
I'm going to UC Berkeley for biology.
And this is the 19... Now, by the way, we're going to give out a few of these. The 1955 Men's Club Scholarships. This is the class of 1955. They give thousands for scholarships every year. They're great guys. Anyway, this is their Men's Club Scholarship to Billy Zing.
I'm going to UC Berkeley for cell and molecular biology.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you going to take a picture? Pretty good. go to group 2. Excuse me. Okay, would Eliana Hernandez, Ellie Fan, Stephanie Pan, Joyce Lee, and Lily Wu walk up? I hope you're here. Please come up. There you are. So another 1955 Men's Club Scholarship to Eliana Hernandez. Did I pronounce your first name correctly? Aliana Hernandez.
I'm going to City College for economics.
Next is the class of 2004 scholarship, Ellie Fan. UC Davis Animal Science. My nephew Jeffrey went to UC Davis.
Stephen.
Did I say Jeffrey?
Yeah, you did.
Well, I just want to see if you were awake. Stephanie Pan is the winner of the... let me get the correct name here. It's the Jean-Marie Panier Sodercliffe Scholarship number 1. And Stephanie?
San Diego for interdisciplinary computer science.
And this is the Jean-Marie Panier Sodercliffe Scholarship number 2. And it goes to Joyce Lee.
I'm going to UC Davis for neurobiology, physiology, and behavior.
And what are you doing in your spare time?
Probably hanging out with the cows.
And
There's a lot more to cows. There's a lot more to UC Davis than cows.
Thank you, Stephen. I got his name right this time. And then the Dolores Gilbert Lewin Scholarship goes to Lily Wu.
I'm going to UC Irvine for business administration.
Okay, Sean, do your thing.
That's why he's good. Okay.
So, Sean, let me ask a question. Will these be on the website?
They will.
And so if anybody wants a copy, they can copy it off the website?
They can if they talk to our esteemed alumni president, Mr. Wu, over there.
Can they? John? Yep, okay.
In fact, you should go to the shop and buy something.
Always marketing.
A logo designed by Stephanie.
Is that right? It's good. All right, now for the next group, Joanne Huang, Riley Brown, Cindy Chong, Daniel Toy, and Max McCarthy. McCarthy. We're going to come up. Joanne Wang, are you here? Joanne Wang is the recipient of the Gordon W. Gribble Science Scholarship.
Going to Loyola Chicago for forensic science.
Riley Brown, come on up. You kind of work on it. Yeah. Riley Brown is the recipient of the Ron Pang Scholarship for Special Recognition. Where are you going to go?
Irvine for Urban Studies.
Cindy Chong. Cindy Chong is the recipient of the Gwen Chan Scholarship. Gwen's over there. Where are you going to go to school?
I'm going to UC Davis for neurobio.
I'm going to UC Davis.
Why go anywhere else?
And then Daniel Toy.
Oh yeah, Daniel.
I know this is very close to Isaac Vaughn. He is the recipient of the Rick Boyle Memorial Scholarship for basketball.
I'm going to UC Santa Barbara for pre-biology.
Nice.
And Max McCarthy. You are the recipient of the Alumni Association Scholarship in recognition of President Abraham Lincoln.
I'm going to UC Davis for cognitive science.
They can take off a dormitory.
Got it.
Izzy, where's Izzy? Oh, right here. Come over here.
Careful what you ask for, David.
Well, because I got a group of envelopes.
Somebody needs to give them in.
I think I skipped a group.
On academics.
I did it. Don't worry, I got it. Huh? Stanford was a lot easier to get into then. Okay, I did miss a group. It's getting crowded up here. Would Joshua Chu, Julian Fogg McAdams, Madison Novitsky, Carla Dagadan, did I do that right? And Snow Young come up.
Three men out of 20.
Okay, the Ted Sulis Scholarship for Art goes to Joshua Chu.
I'll be going to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo to study art and design.
The Ted Sulis Scholarship for Athletic Achievement goes to Julian Fong McAdams.
I'll be going to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute for Mechanical Engineering.
And if I may say, the Whitehead Family Scholarship goes to Madison Novitsky.
I'm going to UC Santa Cruz for theater arts.
The Mastanish Family Scholarship in memory of Bill Mastanish Sr., a World War II veteran for junior ROTC, Carla Dagadan? That's what I said.
I'm going to UC Berkeley for engineering.
And now the Bill Buckley Memorial Scholarship goes to Snow Zhang.
I'm going to UC Davis for nutritional sciences.
right, I want to ask Kelly Locke, Jordy Lopez, Caitlin Chan, and Mark Calfin. The Sandra Blair and Carol Cohen Scholarship for Social Justice goes to Kelly Locke.
Going to SF State, majoring in business management.
The Sandra Blair and Carol Cohen Scholarship for Environmental Justice goes to Jordy Lopez.
For a degree in mechanical engineering focused on environmental engineering.
The Charlotte, Paul, and Peter Ferret Memorial Scholarship goes to Caitlin Chan.
Hi everyone, I'll be attending UC Santa Barbara and studying biology.
And the J. Wallace Scholarship for Environmental Justice goes to, and Mark, how do I pronounce your last name?
Paulfin.
Paulfin, the K silent?
Yes.
Oh, come on up.
I'm going to be going to UC Davis undeclared.
Very strategic.
Now, there were scholarship winners who were not able to make it. One of the class of 1955 Men's Club Scholarship went to Hui Shan Chen. The Norman Bussing Memorial Scholarship went to Iris Chu. The Barbary Avery Excellence in Mathematics Scholarship in memory of Keiko Suda Lowry went to Stanley Zhao. And finally, the Eddie O'Malley Memorial Scholarship, which, by the way, will now be renamed in the future for Florence O'Malley, went to Queenie Wu. The Johnny Connor Memorial Scholarship went to Yu Tang Tian, and the Clyde White Scholarship for Academic Achievement to Florence Chan. All their checks have been mailed to them. We have now awarded tonight over $48,000 in scholarships. And very deserving they are of the money. Now, I would like to direct your attention back. Do you see the easel right in the back, right near where Alberto is now trying to sneak away from? That is the new Distinguished Faculty plaque that will go up. I just want to be sure everybody takes a look at it before they leave. And now, I would like to ask Coach Phil to introduce our distinguished faculty recipient, Coach Ray Greggains.
Well, it's great to see everybody away from 24th Avenue. It's also great to see all the alumni here supporting all our children and all the great efforts that they do every day. And just remember that once a Mustang, always a Mustang. I'm very honored to be called up tonight to introduce one of the most influential men in a lot of people's lives. And he's a guy who is always there for anybody who needs him. We've all been verbally abused by him. There's no doubt about that, and it's kind of a strange way of saying he loves you when you chews your ass out for 1,000 times and you wonder if you're still doing it right. And he's got the best lines ever. I mean, you know, he's just old San Francisco. You're gonna get what you get from Ray, and it's the truth. And he's so great to me as a mentor. My first time coming up and then getting me through sobriety, coming in my second group here, where we've had some great success because of him and because of his guidance and the love he has in his heart for his players, because I was one of them. And here it all, Ray. Congratulations. We love you. And now you can talk.
It's yours.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here again. And I want to congratulate all the scholarship recipients. Especially UC Davis. You got a good group coming up there. And I'm just asking the people who received something today, later on down the line, years from now, to remember Lincoln when you're doing well and help some other students up the ladder to success. Before I go any further, I'd like to my wife to stand up, Myra. She's done a lot for me and helped me a lot, puts up with all my BS, and she just kind of rolls with the flow and helps me out as much as she can. She's always there, and she's always got my back, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll make this quick. I want to also congratulate the other honorees that are coming after me to speak. The program, you look at what they've done, that's quite a rap sheet. Compared to my little, I'm like the leadoff hitter. The big boys are coming up after me. But I just want to thank everyone, and I really love Lincoln. Lincoln was great. It put me on the right track, and I loved it. I love going to work every day. I love being there. I love coaching. The kids were great. Of course, got ups and downs. We all do. The school was good. Kids all pulled together. There was a certain direction that they wanted to go, and we did. And it just keeps going there. Up on the hill, wherever you go, in the outer sunset, you look up from the beach. I go out to the beach a lot. There it is, up on the hill. Brings back memories, all good ones. All right? And I hope it brings back a lot of good memories to you too. And I want to thank all the people who've come for me tonight, and all the people who have played for me somehow or some way, or have been associated with me, coming to back me up. And I really appreciate it. They go, thank you for this and that. No, I want to say thank you to them, because they helped me as much as they think I helped them. They probably helped me more, believe me. And they were always there. They always had my back, good or bad, right or wrong. They always stood behind me. At times, this and that. I get it. But all outstanding people. And went on and did wonderful things, and are continuing to do wonderful things. And a lot of that is because of the school, and because of all the people at the school, whether they were involved in athletics, physical education, whatever they were involved in, always helped me and were behind me 100%, especially like Florence O'Malley. You don't know how many times. times, I'm going to be a little graphic here, she saved my ass. I mean, really, she was always there for me. I get in trouble, be on the edge, she'd pull me back. She was a wonderful lady. As all the teachers at Lincoln, I mean, teams we coached and played on, teachers were behind us 100% because it molded, it pulled the school together. I don't care what sport it was. Football, I don't care if it was badminton, girls soccer, anything. It pulled the school together. People pulled together, and that's important. And I just want to thank them, thank the teachers and the students and the administrators, Gwen, all the other administrators who came before Gwen for doing a good job and keeping me around for as long as they did. Because I'm sure there were times where they went. And last but not least, I just want to say one thing. You know, kids go, oh, I wish I want to do this and I wish I want to do that. Wishing ain't going to get it, right? You got to make choices. And a lot of these people tonight have made choices, good choices. And those are the type of, they're going to be hard. Those choices they pick, a lot of them are going to be hard when they're going through school. God only knows, I know it. Christ, I struggle. But if you make the right choice, good things are going to happen. Not going to say it's going to be easy, but it's going to help you down the road. It may not come right away. So I want to say thank you very much, and I appreciate this. This is a great honor. I'm in some other halls of fame and stuff, but this one's especially important because my peers have felt good enough to honor me, to put me in the Lincoln Wall of Fame. So thank you very much.
It's really amazing the impact that coaches have. It really is. It's remarkable. Well, now to the Wall of Fame inductees themselves. Is Tom O'Neill here? Tom O'Neill, would you come up to introduce our first honoree?
First off, I want to do a shout out to the kitchen. This was a pretty amazing dinner, wasn't it? And actually, I should have said first off, congratulations to these spectacular students. I think that many of us in the room who have a couple of years on us can feel pretty comfortable with this group of young people coming behind us. You guys are spectacular. After untold hours of preparation for this introduction, I now find, there's the evidence, I now find this program that has almost, all the things I was going to say. So I'm not going to make it too easy on you. You all have to read this. Not now, but sometime you have to read this. So what I'm going to do is kind of fill in the gaps. Fill in the gaps. Let's start with a phrase called "a man for all seasons." A lot of people in this room know that terminology. Even if maybe saw a movie way back early by that name. A man for all seasons. I actually looked up the definition of that to see if there was a definition. And there is. A man who is ready to cope with any contingency and whose behavior is always appropriate to every occasion. Those are pretty nice words. There's no expression that I can think of that better describes the person who I have the honor of introducing, which is my dear friend Gary Spratling. A man for all seasons. So now I'm going to go off script a little bit and fill in some things that aren't in this description. Gary, as you might surmise, grew up in San Francisco, thus attended this school. A family of 4 brothers, 3 of whom are here, 2 of whom are here tonight. Don and Dick and their lovely wives, and Gary's lovely wife, Kathy. The Spratling boys, 4 of them, unfortunately, their older brother passed some time ago, grew up with tools in their hands. By the time they were old enough to be able to hold a tool, they were starting to tear things apart and build things back together. And from what I can tell, I didn't know them back then, but from what I can tell, their father was a hero, their mother was a saint, as these boys tore into life. By the time they were teenagers, they'd taken apart just about everything in the house and anything else they could get a hold of. But particularly, their interest was cars. And they, as teenagers, built, unbuilt, and rebuilt again cars, boats, motorcycles. They drove them, they raced them. Gary even went on to race for the Ford Motor Company in a dragster team. So Gary, after getting through all of that, and the academics you'll see in the program, let's just say graduate degrees from UC Berkeley, suddenly got yanked out of law school to go into the Army. Now, because of his testing, the Army had the presence of mind to send him to what's called the Adjutant General's School, whereas a young man, I don't even know the age, but let's say maybe 20 or 21, becomes an instructor at the Adjutant General's School, teaching business, economics, etc., to Army majors, colonels, even generals. Pretty extraordinary. The second year, he gets reassigned. The Army, in its wisdom, reassigns him to become a courier. Well, now that's pretty prestigious business, being a courier, right? However, the catch to that is he gets sent to Vietnam, and he's a courier for payroll of soldiers. Guess what that means? He gets to fly in helicopters and go into the frontline battle zones to deliver the payroll to the soldiers. Well, he managed to survive that. And back to law school. I think most of this is in here now, but I'm going to touch on a few things. Back to law school. Out of school with his passing the bar in 1977. With his academics from Berkeley, his military record, he could have gone to any law school, any legal firm in this country, probably. But what did he do? He chose to go into government service. Went with the U.S. Justice Department. For many years here in the San Francisco region, where at one point he was awarded by the California Bar Association the best antitrust lawyer in California. I don't think that's in the business here. Eventually got pulled off to Washington, D.C., where he became the Deputy Assistant Attorney General to the Attorney General of the Justice Department, heading up the antitrust division of the U.S. Justice Department. While in that area, he found something in the codes, I don't know the language exactly, but he discovered something and made some changes that resulted in billions of dollars of new money coming into the coffers of the United States government, having to do with the way international companies did business with America. Toward the end of that part of his career, again not in the program, he was awarded not once, but twice, something called the Presidential Rank Award, which is the highest award that can be given to a government executive in the United States government. These are presidential awards that were given to him by President Clinton and President Bush. So, at a point of retirement from the government service, Gary went with one of the largest international law firms, certainly in this country, and developed a department new to this law firm that ended up with hundreds of lawyers around the world under his supervision to help international companies understand how to properly deal with the United States in the way they're supposed to deal with the United States, following the laws and the regulations that he had developed. 20-some countries, 5 continents, the biggest companies and banks in the world were involved in the work that he did to work with our government in a proper way that ended up, again, taking in billions of dollars. Now, while doing these things, I hope I don't go on too long. While doing these things, we lived in a town called Tiburon. He still had the time, if you can imagine, to serve on the city council, was the mayor of the town, negotiated a very difficult process of the redevelopment of our downtown area, creating a park on the waterfront that's spectacular. Served as the chairman of the board of something called the Marine Community Foundation, which in 2021, he was the chairman and one of the early people to form this organization. In 2021, that organization managed $3.6 billion of philanthropic assets that he helped to start. While helping people like that and organizations like that, of course, he is a philanthropist himself. I'm probably missing some things, but I'll tell you what. These are things that Gary has done. And they on their own warrant, I think, and I congratulate you on having him for your Hall of Fame. These are things that he has done. But I want you, more importantly, to know who he is. So I said the man for all seasons. I'm going to relabel those seasons and say that they are integrity, honesty and truthfulness, sincerity, and commitment. These 4 attributes add up to his bond. There is no law, there is no regulation, there is no contract, however complex or long, that can stand up to Gary's word. If Gary tells you something, it will happen. It will be truth. And if he makes a commitment to you, you will receive the result of that. It will happen. So this is a man who is a man for all seasons. My friend, Gary Spratling.
Thank you, and good evening. I'm greatly honored to be the recipient of this Hall of Fame recognition. It touches me greatly. But before I go on to remarks, I thought I wanted to tag on to what Coach Ray said. And then he said that the big hitters were coming behind him. Not true. Not true, Ray. I don't know you, but I would follow you anywhere on the program or anything else, just by hearing the way people responded to you and the things you said tonight. And it is the faculty, it's the faculty, not alumni like myself. It's the faculty that contribute to the reputation of this school. Amen. Go with you. The process that brought me here this evening, and by process I don't mean the achievements, but I mean the personal and administrative actions that got me from the point of nomination to standing here in front of you, has been a very interesting one to me, including the last 5 minutes. And the reason I say the last 5 minutes is because when I at first asked Tom if he would present me tonight, he said unhesitatingly, sure. And then he added something that, of course, I should have expected. He said, but there's going to be the same condition that you had with me when I asked you to be the presenter for me, when I was a presenter for Tom when he was named the Citizen of the Year in Tiburon. And that condition was, I'm not going to tell you ahead of time what I'm going to say. So I had some anxiety because at Tom's, when I was presenting Tom, I told a story that I know he wished I hadn't told. And I also knew he had a lot of ammunition on me. And I knew further that we had mutual friends, Ken and Joan Gosler, who at our table, who have more familiarity with this group and who know the ground rules and might want to get in on our fun. But as you can see, my anxiety was misplaced. It was just, Tom, it was erudite and touching tribute to me, one that anyone would be so grateful to receive. Thank you very much. Not just for your words, but for your friendship. Thank you. Back to the connection to this process. When I was, I think there's only 1 or 2 other people in this room who know this, but when I was first nominated for induction into the Wall of Fame, I was unresponsive. And I thought I was the subject of a very clever prank. I'm being absolutely serious with you folks. I think, you you hear so much about it today, and indeed, I have been the subject of some attempted to get me to do things, I think what I thought was happening is what I understand the current lexicon is punked, and it's been popularized by apparently a TV show with the same name, which I've never seen, but I've heard a lot about it. And it wasn't that when David, this thing was a completely polished and professional approach to me. But then so are all successful trickery schemes. From my position, I'm looking at it as I've had nothing to do with the school for 62 years. I've never been to a reunion. I don't know the people in the Alumni Association. I'm not active in the Alumni Association. And a school that has a wall of fame for its graduates in today's world? Oh, come on, who does that? That was my attitude. Well, thanks to the persistence, the perseverance of David, I found out that Abraham Lincoln High School of San Francisco does that. And it's been doing it for more than a quarter of a century.
Yes.
Rich tradition, and has a list of awardees or members of this group that anyone would be proud to join. Anyone. I went to a list of awardees, and I saw an old friend from Lincoln High School, Larry Tribe, who was a member of the same forensics team that Mr. Lathrop put together for state competitions. A person who was and is certifiably brilliant. Always beat me at original oratory competitions, and today is a distinguished professor at Harvard University and Harvard Law School, and who is recognized worldwide as the, not one of the, not one of a group, as the preeminent scholar of constitutional law in the United States. He of course, is on your list. And so when you have to appreciate, as I learned all of this, this multifaceted realization was a real epiphany moment for me. It not only converted me from a skeptic to a proud and grateful and somewhat embarrassed honoree, to a person who just, I was inspired by the work of Lincoln High School in creating such a tradition. I had such respect for the Alumni Association and its Wall of Fame committee for making that contribution to the legacy of the school, and for setting up examples for students that they could look to for purposes of role models. And I also became very appreciative of David Whitehead, that he did not give up on me. I ended up saying to myself, this is, and to anybody else who would listen, this is really neat. This is really a neat deal. But another part of that experience that I said taking me from then to now was writing the biography. The biography, which is Tom referred to and is in your program, and which was a condition to accepting induction. And writing the biography was something that David told me, you do the draft, we look it over, and then we post the biography. And but that's one of the conditions. And I said, how easy is that going to be? That's duck soup. And the reason I say something like that, and it just rolls off of me, is because if you've been a lawyer for decades, if you've held public office, if you've worked in the philanthropic sector, and if you're older than dirt like me, you've done hundreds of biographies for law firm CVs, to make presentations to clients, for appointments to positions, and so on. So I thought this was going to be like rolling off a log. So I was late in submitting my biography to David, and so on a Friday, I told him I'll have it to you by Monday. And mentally, I reserved 2 hours on Sunday morning. We're just going to knock it out and get it done. And 9 hours later on that Sunday, 9 hours later on that Sunday, I was still working I was still working on the biography. What the hell took so long? Well, what took so long is, number one, this was not a professional biography. I knew when I started to write this thing that there had to be a San Francisco perspective, that it ought to reference my formative years, the years I went to Lincoln, the fact that my brothers went to Lincoln, as Thomas just mentioned, brothers went to Lincoln, what happened after Lincoln, and other things in my life that affected the achievements for which I was being recognized. This was a "This Is Your Life" biography. I've never done a "This Is Your Life" biography, and it was completely foreign to me. The second reason it took so long is that instead of writing, I just kept thinking, and by that I was thinking about old-time great friends from in school, in the Army, in boating and car activities, which Tom referred to, which my brothers and I just used to be involved in, and we still are involved in. In neighborhood, or group projects. In my early years in the Department of Justice, I kept thinking about those friends, and instead of writing, I started trying to locate them and connect with them. And indeed, of all the things that came out of this process, that may have been the one that was most important to me, because in the weeks since I submitted my biography to David, I have continued to try to contact people, and have had some fabulous conversations with the friends that we all have that make us what we are today. And so it was a great thing. And the last reason. The last reason it was so hard to finish in 2 hours, is because This Is Your Life biography for a guy that goes on like I do, like you're seeing right now. A guy that goes on, that's hard to do, because he said it's got to be on 1 page. So it's 600 words, but anyway, at the end of it, I thought, this has just been fabulous. I mean, by the time that was enough. That is just a fabulous experience, because it revitalized my life perspective, made me think of things, bring back to memory things that just precious memories, caused me to refresh friendships that I valued so much. And I'm going to say seriously to all you folks right now, it's going to sound really funny, but I recommend you all do it. You all do one of these things, because I'm telling you, don't wait for somebody to require you to do it, or get on a case like David got on my case. Come on, get that biography to me. Do it, because if you'll indulge me in saying this, you'll be. I believe you'll be better for it. I certainly was. On the other hand, when I gave it to a colleague who had worked with me for a number of years for comments, she at first responded with some very complimentary words about the content. But then the thrust of her remarks became something like this: Gary, you've got to take this right now. You've got to take it, and you've got to make one copy and give it to Kathy. And you've got to take the other copy, and you've got to take it to your files. And those files are the most important of your documents. I want you to take a folder and label it eulogy and put this in it. You folks are laughing. I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned. I was so taken aback, and I said, "Do you think I'm that close to dying?" She said, No, not that at all. But she says, if you don't do it today, you'll forget to do it. It'll pass out of your thought process. And when that fortunate day comes, and hopefully it's years from now, hopefully it's years from now, Kathy and your brothers and others will all be consumed with grief, and they will have that gigantic task in front of them of going through and creating an in memoriam, something that they think you would be proud of. So don't make them do that. And of course she's right, but it still rattles me, and it rattles me a little bit to this day. But that's the downside. That's the downside of doing it. I want to speak for just a minute or two to a topic that is addressed particularly to the students who are here tonight to receive and have received the alumni scholarships. One of the most instructive things that came out of my nomination and the subsequent reflections was the verification of the adage, life is what happens when you're making plans to do other things. We've all heard that, and it's attributed to all kinds of people, and I don't know who you really attribute it to, and other people get credit for popularizing it, including John Lennon, who put it in one of his songs. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who said it, what it is. It's just absolutely true. And I heard all of the. It was just so great to hear the students who've got a concept of what to do and where they're going and the school they're going to and the area that you're going to teach in. But life doesn't always work that way. And I had actually planned. The odds are that your career and your life are not going to go the same the way you plan it at 17 or 18 years old. And it could be some and I had planned, if I hadn't taken so much time in the early part of this remarks, I would right now go through what I call a 50,000-foot level review of the times that my career course changed, starting with when I left Lincoln High School when the teachers at least thought I was a mathematics whiz, went to UC Berkeley, got involved with a very heavy load of classes in mathematics and science with an idea of a career in nuclear physics. By the end of the year, I was completely disillusioned with subject area, with college. I dropped out of school. For a year, I dug ditches, ran a jackhammer 4 hours a day, and a dump truck for PG&E. And you know what? It was the greatest thing that ever happened. And I don't have time to explain why. Well, at least after my parents recovered from the simultaneous near heart attacks when I said I was dropping out of school. But there are other like that, and I don't need to go through them. But some are quite serious. Tom mentioned one getting drafted out of law school. It was a tough deal for me. But the point is that whatever happens, even if it's a change that's imposed upon you, one that you can't conceive of how you can get past what the disruption is to what your plans were. If those of you at that table over there, if you keep your determination on those objectives, which are changing a little because the world has changed, that's what's causing the disruption, the change, and you always do something that you enjoy doing, you will not lose your enthusiasm, you will achieve success, and you will be happy. We all heard another adage: as long as you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I am a walking, talking exemplar of that adage. I worked for many years after a mandatory retirement. I did not retire until I was 77, 78 years old. I know you thought I was 45. I knew it. But anyway, it's just just keep your focus on those things. In conclusion, I've just been blessed in everything in my life. Blessed with a close family, relationship, including parents, 4 boys. They couldn't have had greater parents. A wife that supports every endeavor I embark upon. My brother Don, which I'm sort of class of 60, who's here today, and my brother Dick, class of 62, who's here today, and as Tom said, my older brother passed away previously. But I've been blessed in that, and also blessed with good health. And since this award is for achievements, I should say also blessed with both sectors of my legal career. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this, once in a lifetime opportunities in my career, as well as colleagues who were superbly talented, who made me look good at both the Department of Justice and at Gibson Dunn & Crutcher. And tonight it ends with yet another blessing, and that is both this acknowledgement to go on the the Wall of Fame at Lincoln High School, and as I've explained during my remarks, just how the experience has affected, just the experience of getting here has affected me. For those blessings, I thank the Abraham Lincoln High School of San Francisco Alumni Association and David and the Hall of Fame Committee. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad I was persistent. So now I'm calling myself up. Are we losing some students because they have to study? Oh. Anyway, Leo DeRocher is quoted as saying, "Nice guys finish last." Well, I'll let you be the judge of the accuracy of his sentiment in a few minutes, because it is my honor to introduce to you a remarkable inductee into the Wall of Fame, who I believe refused Mr. DeRocher. He has had, as his bio in the program attests, a remarkable career. He is also, and I mean this as a compliment, a genuinely nice guy. Well, except when we are playing board games such as Trivial Pursuit, he has a strong competitive streak which comes across at such times. Then I would not describe him as nice. See, I've known this honoree my entire life, so I know from whence I speak. His bio skims his academic and professional bona fides, so I'm going to concentrate on who he is to me. Of course, I'm proud of his accomplishments, especially for his work on the space program and a number of awards not mentioned in the bio, such as the Terman Award given to the best electrical engineering student at Stanford. He won it both as a junior and a senior, the first ever to do so. But my experience comes as a younger brother, 8 years younger. And from that springs an issue I have with him. He doesn't look 8 years older. My freshman year at Stanford saw Peter's return after his tour of duty in the Army. He was back at Stanford for his master's degree. He came to visit me in my freshman dorm, and the resident assistant mistook him as a fellow freshman. It rankled me at the time, and it rankles me to this day. However, I cannot recall any sibling rivalry between us. Perhaps that is due to the 8-year difference. As a matter of fact, Peter was more than patient with me. One incident in particular a mother loved to recall. Peter had a collection of 78 records, and he was cataloging them, and he spread them out all over the living room floor. I, still an infant, apparently was enamored with the cracking sound made as I ran across that floor, breaking those shellac records Peter was so carefully curating. Instead of throttling me, his only reaction, I am told, was to lament and to think I prayed for you. Now, we were raised in a standard Dolger home on Lawton Street between 16th and 17th Avenues, laid out as so many Sunset homes were. 4 people, 2 bedrooms, and 1 bathroom. One advantage of these homes is that you always knew where the bathroom was when you visited a neighbor. Peter and I shared a bedroom and learned to coexist quite well. Now, on the weekends, Peter would take me to the movies. The first-run movies then were all downtown. So we'd walk down 17th Avenue and catch the N. Judah, probably very near where Isaac grew up, to the Fox or the St. Francis or the Warfield. It was often a horror movie. Well, it was in 1954 when I was 8 and he 16 that we went down to see the sci-fi movie Them. It told the story of ants who had mutated into giant creatures because of radiation from A-bomb tests. These ants were terrorizing Los Angeles. It was very horrific to my mind. On our way home after we left the N. Judah, walking up 17th Avenue, Peter would get very quiet and let me walk ahead, and then silently come out of nowhere and yell, "Boom!" I ran the rest of the way home as fast as my stubby little legs could carry me. Now, Peter's never been an early riser, and that's true to this day. He works late in the evening. Many times I would see him in our dining room watching late-night television while studying his lessons from Lincoln. How many remember Don Sherwood? Did you know he had a late-night TV show? Well, he did, and there would be Peter doing his homework from Lincoln, watching Don Sherwood, and eating a bowl of cereal at 11:30 at night. By the way, Don Sherwood's real name was Danny Cohalen, and he went to Lincoln. He also went to almost every other San Francisco high school, as he was kicked out of all the others. Peter would study so late that it was impossible for him to get up early. As a matter of fact, he always missed homeroom at Lincoln. And when he had amassed a certain number of tardy slips, he was required to attend the breakfast club, which meant he had to get to school a half hour earlier. No surprise, he was tardy for those meetings as well. Now, for some reason or other, Peter never pursued a business career. Perhaps it was his first attempt at being an entrepreneur. He had a buddy at Lincoln, Buzz B.B. Minor, who convinced Peter they could make a killing selling Christmas trees in Fresno. The only thing close to being killed was Peter, who shivered throughout the dreadfully cold nights. I don't think they made much, if any, money. Do you remember? Did you make any money? I didn't think.
He made enough to pay me.
Well, that was good. But it was probably the only Christmas season you were glad when Christmas was over. Now, our father could be difficult to say the least. While proud of Peter's accomplishments at Stanford, studying electrical engineering, he was baffled one Christmas when Peter was unable to fix an inoperable front doorbell. Peter patiently explained that he was studying to be an electrical engineer, not an electrician. That, of course, led Father to one of his rants about the failure of modern education. I suspect to this day Peter could not repair that doorbell. Now, our father was a prominent horse racing official who traveled around the country for his work at various racetracks. This meant Peter was often the only male figure in our household, and as such, he was very protective of me. One night, when I was probably 4 or 5, and I still remember this, I was having fears of the boogeyman. I could not sleep. Peter went to the linen closet, and got out the extra pillows, and he built a fort around me. Knowing I was protected, I fell asleep. I was grateful then, and I'm grateful to this day for his care and protection. And so it is that I am proud to call up to the podium a Mustang who refutes Leo DeRocher, because nice guys can finish first. My brother, Peter Whitehead.
Well, thank you, David. You did it exactly as I wrote it. Anyway, I want to thank the Alumni Association and Jonathan Wu, the president, for this wonderful honor. I'm impressed with all the other inductees. And so it's very much an honor to be up here. And I very much appreciate the fact that all of you have come out tonight, because all of us who have been up here on the podium, it means a great deal to us. So thank you. Where's Izzy? Hi, Izzy. Izzy works so hard behind the scenes, and I never realized it. Yeah, you understand. And I just wanted to thank her for all her very hard work over the years. I'd also like to thank my brother for that wonderful speech, and I very much appreciate him mentioning the Breakfast Club, one of my proudest achievements. You know, I actually didn't mind going there. I hated getting up early, but the guys I met there were kind of a better class of people. These were the guys that, well, let's say they were not terribly interested in academics, very interested in cars, and they all had real girlfriends. One of the things that the space program taught me is, man, it is a millisecond between being a hero and a goat. Anything can happen in space, and it did on the program I was associated with. So, I don't remember exactly if it was Gary, but someone mentioned how important luck is. And I think we all realize how important just plain old good luck is. And that brings up another issue. I was very lucky to have two people who helped me so much these last few years. Writing software and defending it. One is Joe Walton, sitting over there, who was my partner in this adventure. He's not a Lincoln student, but you can still clap for him. And the other is Steve Porter, who just got me out of a real mess. And I very, very much appreciated it. Special thanks to my wife, who has supported me all these years, and to my two sons. That's my wife, Ann. I want to make sure that's the only one I've had. And my two sons, Stephen and Jeffrey, for all their support. It really means a lot to me. And I have one last thing to be grateful for. That we can still call our high school Abraham Lincoln.
Doesn't sound like fun. Peter was so hard to wake up in the morning, our mother would take water in a glass and pour it on his forehead. It's true. All right, where's Kenyatta? Come on up. Come on up. Yeah, you're going to help us. Are any students still here? Would you all come up and lead us in the hymn? Yeah, well, whoever you think should.
Come on, Isaac, get up. Let's go.
Come on, Isaac.
Come on, let's go. Everybody who's a Lincoln grad should be standing up with this. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, Isaac, get up.
Come on,
you're a Lincoln grad, get up. Are you working Lincoln? You should be getting up here. This is our song. Right? That's what we're talking about. Come on, Bubba. Let's go. Hey. Hold on. Come on. You ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. High on the hilltop, mid and sea, Abraham Lincoln, we will honor thee forever. Forever. Our sons and daughters, ever on the trail, always will remember thee. Hail, hail, hail!
Just to let you know, that song after every practice we do at Lincoln High School football. Every day. Every day. So it's awesome. That's why we do the fail. Great stuff.
Thank you, guys. I think we just found the lost chord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, students and honorees, scholarship winners, it's the end of our evening. Thank you so much. Everybody drive carefully home. And remember, you're always a Mustang.